All right, guys, so the sound presentation is not on yet. Let's get the presentation up. All right, perfect. Looks good. Well, first of all, guys, welcome to our webinar. It's so nice to see this many people showing interest in Wedio. And we hope to spark that interest even more during the next 40-45 minutes or so. My name is Morten. I'm one of the co-founders of Wedio, and I will moderate this webinar. And in this webinar, we'll tell you more about Wedio, our path going forward, and hopefully why we think you should be part of that journey as well. All right. For quite a long time now, we have wanted to open up our round for you guys and invite our community to take bigger part of Wedio. And why is that? Because Wedio is nothing without our community. And who better to have fully engaged in Wedio than our own members? So we are quite excited that we are finally ready to make this open investment round for you guys as well. The investment round will be conducted through a platform called WeFunder. WeFunder is an equity crowdfunding platform. Basically, they help everyone invest in startups they love for as little as €100. You can think of WeFunder as a Kickstarter for investing. So basically, unlike normal Kickstarter crowdfunding campaigns, you'll not buy products, but you'll buy actual shares in the company. So just like a regular investor, you'll also be an investor in Wedio. All right. Just a short practical note before we start. The webinar shouldn't take longer than 45 minutes or so. We'll have a presentation for 25 minutes ish. And after that, we'll try and answer some of the questions you might have. So please, during the presentation, ask the questions in the QA section. Then we'll try to get through all of the questions afterwards. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to either of us afterwards. We're always open for a talk on chat. And you can also book a call with us in Calendly. I think there'll be a link in the chat as well. If you want a more thorough conversation with us. All right. We would like to start off by introducing to the founding team, and being one of them, I will start. My name is Morten. I'm a co-founder of Wedio and acting CFO as well. I have a master's degree in business economics, and before I decided to conquer the world together with these two guys with Wedio, I worked as a business economic consultant. And not as exciting as working with Wedio and these two guys to actually conquer the world. Privately, I live with my wife and my 5-month-old son in a small city called Silkeborg in Denmark. That's me.
And I'm Daniel, second co-founder. Previously worked as a freelance filmmaker beforehand. Furthermore, I've been working with digital marketing and e-commerce for the last 7 years, and have been a part of 3 other startups before Wedio. But I experienced firsthand the problem of actually accessing the gear I needed, and that was basically what triggered this idea of starting Wedio. But of course, I couldn't do that myself, so it was something I decided to do with these two guys.
I'm Kasper. I'm the third and final co-founder of Wedio, also acting CTO of Wedio. Before Wedio, I started out by getting a master's degree in computer science, and then I worked for around 7 years as a lead backend developer on some of the largest e-commerce sites in Denmark. And now we're here doing marketplace stuff, which is also pretty exciting.
Perfect. And of course, Wedio are more than just the three of us. We are a dream team of 9 people working harder than ever to help creators succeed with their craft. Furthermore, we are also backed by a great group of investors. VF Venture is the largest Danish VC growth fund. And founder-meant serial entrepreneurs and boutique VC, early stage VC, who has an Airbnb exit behind them, founding and expanding a sharing economy marketplace for creative spaces. Then we also have business angels, Chris and Jonas, former Airbnb B2B tech lead, and Torben and Mads, former CEOs in larger IT and shipping companies. And lastly, we have Startup Bootcamp, a global accelerator as well. And all will participate in this round on the same terms as what is offered on WeFunder. I think without further ado, Daniel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Morten. So every day, more than 50 million creators tell their stories. But for the creators behind the visual stories, the ambitious filmmakers and photographers, 94% never succeed. And why is that? Film gear is too expensive. It can easily cost over 20,000 euros to buy. And just 1 year later, they will have to upgrade for a newer model. On the other hand, staying on top of your creative game is a constant challenge, with new standards evolving every day. And you as a creator, you're built to be creative, not to spend your time chasing clients. And these challenges leaves us with so many great stories out there, which never reach their full potential. But this is why we are here. We help ambitious content creators succeed with their craft. We do that by running a camera sharing community where filmmakers and photographers safely can rent out and subscribe to gear between each other. So think an Airbnb of professional film equipment. But Wedio is more than just gear. Gear is just a tool that enables what really matters, the stories. And last year we launched Wedio Academy, where we invite the best members to educate other creators via masterclasses and templates. And third of all, we also help our members get new clients. Today, we do it by having different creator lists where we post and feature the best members within each category, helping them finding new leads for the business. Furthermore, today we are helping more than almost 100,000 creators every month. And it's across basically, I would say more around 4 categories. We have the film and video production companies, primarily freelancer production companies, rental houses, drone photographers, etc. Then we have the still photographers, professional wedding photographers, fashion, but also some sort of hobbyist in between. Then there is the new category, which is the new creators, the vloggers, Instagrammers, YouTubers, etc. And lastly, we also see a big trend going on right now at Wedio, where we see bigger companies also signing up as their in-house marketing departments. And the main reason behind that is we see more and more of these companies actually turning into media companies because of the demand for new content going on. So we see clients as Universal, Jysk and Velux. And to explain a bit further how our ecosystem works, I'll give you an example. So this is Casper. Casper, he subscribes to his Sony A7S III camera via Wedio subscription. But because Casper only uses his camera 2 times every month, he rents it out to other creators via our peer-to-peer platform when he's not using it. And this means that Casper only has to rent out his camera 2 times every month to cover his subscription, turning his camera into an investment. Furthermore, Casper do a lot of different projects, and for each project, he rent different camera gear to basically suit each of the projects he has. If it's a B-cam setup, a lighting, or a special lens for a special angle he needs. And lastly, Casper, being a cinematographer is challenging, and you have to stay on top of your game. And there he's watching masterclasses from other members via Wedio Academy to stay on top of what he does. So in other words, our members, they are onboarded as either renter, lender, or subscriber, but over time they adopt all 4 roles. Our business model is simple and scalable. We take a total commission of 35% of each rental. Furthermore, we help lenders boost their listings via monthly subscriptions. Then via Wedio subscription, we take a commission fee of 15 to 30% in lead fee. And lastly, we then do affiliate marketing, where we help and guide our members to the right buying options with our retail partners. But this is just the beginning. Basically, we started out and we have focused on gear so far, but in the future, Wedio will be so much more. We basically want to expand across the complete value chain, helping our members become better at what they do. And today it's gear. In the future, it might be something else. And that's one of the main reasons why we want to invite you guys in, is to basically get this firsthand experience of where we're heading. Our market is big and it's growing, a global market of more than 223 billion euros, and with an addressable market of more than 71 billion globally. We see that the market is growing by 13% year on year, and today every kid, they want to become a creator when they grow up. Furthermore, there are more than 50 million creators in the world. The sharing economy is booming, and access instead of ownership is the future. In other words, the timing for Wedio couldn't be better. We go to market via a funnel-based digital marketing setup, where we educate, attract, and keep our members. We have referral programs where we let our existing members onboard new renters and new lenders. And then we try to position ourselves as a community rather than just another marketplace. We do that by, again, moving away our focus from gear and into what matters, which is the purposes. What is it that the gear is being used for? Meaning cinematography, live streaming, webinars, YouTube. And if we just stick to that for a bit, I'll give you an example. So by ranking top 3 on Google for best camera for YouTube in the UK, we secure an extra 5,000 euros in monthly GMV just from this URL every month. And this we are currently executing upon, and we then plan to do that across 30 other purposes. And we now see it is working. We started out a year ago doing this, and in 2022, we saw an increase of 336% in organic traffic, primarily coming from this strategy. And of course, yeah, it means that we almost hit 1 million creators last year. But one thing is to actually get the people in and use Wedio. It's also, we are running a business and it needs to be sustainable, but we also see that it actually attracts and reflects the revenue as well. Last year, we were able to attribute almost 15% of all our revenue backtracked to our organic traffic.
We are here to make an impact. We know that today creators and production companies own a lot of gear that stay unused up to 90% of the time. And we want to help build a future where that gear is used up to 10 times more. This means that our marketplace will help in reducing e-waste and will also make greener productions. That's not all we can do to help, and we know that. So that's also why we have been partnering up with the Plus Impact Accelerator program to help us recognize what parts we can help and what we need to do to help them to make a greater impact. If we look at our competitor landscape, it makes sense to divide our competitors up into 4 different groups. We have our camera sharing platforms, we have the rental houses, and then we have the all-round sharing platforms, and finally the subscription services. The existing solutions each cover a smaller geographic area, and they cover either short-term rentals or long-term rentals via subscriptions. And the camera sharing communities and the rental houses have a pretty narrow focus on gear, where the all-round sharing platforms cover almost everything, and the subscription services are more around consumer goods. Where we win is because we are the first to achieve international network effects across national borders. We can basically say that our community of ambitious creators can help us adapt to our value proposition to what the community actually needs. We are born global, but we go to market through a local and lean strategy where we onboard local regional partners to help us create trust and engage with the community. And then we also offer a global coverage plan that covers up to £25,000 for rentals. So we are the first to offer cross-border rentals, and we also have our academy that helps people all over the world. And we have also, as Daniel mentioned, through our retailer programs, we have started doing, that's for the next slide. Yes. So yes, our community is growing. We currently have over 20,000 members on our platform and over 18,000 listings, resulting in over 36 million euros worth of gear. And as Daniel mentioned, currently we have over 80,000 monthly guests coming to our sites every month, all from organic sources. In revenue, in 2022, we reached 600,000 euros in GMV, and we expect to reach 1 million in 2023. And part of helping us reach that is that we are doing some paid partnerships where we are currently running pilots with 2 retail partners. And that, together with some of our other initiatives that hopefully you guys will also help us realize where we can go through, will help us go break even in February 2024.
All right. Let's look at the unit economics. For every €1 we spend on ad spend, we secure or generate €5 in commission. Our customer acquisition cost is €38 for a new active renter. Average rental size is €133, and our active renters rent in average 4.8 times over a 15-month period. That's nearly 4 times in a year. Customer lifetime value on GMV is €638, and our customer lifetime value on commission is €191. That all proves a scalable platform going forward. During our first 4 years, we reached an average year-on-year GMV revenue growth of 101%. Last year was nearly 180%. And we currently have a monthly GMV of €60,000. UK was responsible for nearly 40% of our revenue, and now we are on the path to go break even over the next 12 months. Why? Because we have proved our go-to market and our growth, meaning we are in the perfect spot to prove actual business in our different markets. So by February 2024, we'll go break even in our active markets, and from there on, we will expand to cover the rest of Europe. We are raising a minimum of 1.1 million euros, but we are already at 1.15 million euros before we actually open up the round to you guys. We can go as far as 530,000 euros through WeFunder, making it a total 1.63 million round. In this round, we are offering preferred shares at a 4 million pre-money valuation, all euros, and all on the same terms as our investors are investing at prior. Preferred shares basically just means that the shares are prioritized in front of the common shares in any cash event. So basically also means that that the shares are better than our shares, the founding shares, which are the common shares, and will be in front of all the common shares. 80% of the money or the funds we raise in this round will be spent on growth and sustainable expansion in Europe. Dudes, when you invest in Wedio, you not only have the opportunity to make a great investment, you will also get access to our investor perks, inviting you to get much closer to the company. At a 250 euro investment, you receive monthly updates with performance, challenges, and strategic directions from Daniel. And at a 1,000 euro investment, you will be invited to take part in ongoing prioritization of feature development, primarily also together with Kasper. And at a 5,000 investment, you'll be invited to a full strategy day here at the office at headquarters in Denmark. And at a 25,000 euro investment, you'll be invited to advisory group sessions, also here at the headquarters of Wedio. Furthermore, your investment will have double the impacts. VF Venture, as I previously mentioned, they will match the complete round with a convertible note. This means that, for instance, if you invest 1,000 euros, they will also match and add up extra 1,000 euros, but up to 100,000 euros. All right, I think that sums it all up. Do you think there's anything we need or we miss, guys?
No, I think we have a couple of FAQs we can go through maybe.
Good, then I will continue to that. So basically, we have, before we start the question and answers, we have some like just general technical, WeFunder technical stuff that we want to mention here. So basically, if you invest via WeFunder, the money will go to an escrow account. So WeFunder cannot touch the money that you invest until the round is successful and closed. Then it will be released to Wedio.
Maybe also add that it's a reservation you make. It's actually not an investment in the first period. It's a reservation you make. It's on the escrow account, and when we close the round after we've gone public and everything there, then you also have I believe it's 5 working days to actually confirm that your reservation should convert into an investment.
Exactly. All right, and probably the most important question: how do I invest? You invest through the WeFunder platform. It's as simple as go to the platform wefunder.com/Wedio and create your profile and place your investment. We'll also send you the link in the chat afterwards. And yeah, I think that's sums it up. Then in general, guys, as I also mentioned earlier, please just if we don't get to your question here, just simply write us or call us or book a meeting with us. We are very open to talk to all of you. All right, I think let's go to the questions.
So there's one. Where will your company be in 5 years? I can take that one. So hopefully in 5 years, we help millions of creators every day, basically tell better stories. And if that's via gear sharing platforms or via something else, I can't tell you that, but I can definitely tell you we are there to support you.
Agree. See the next one. What is the biggest risks? All right. I would say
no, Morten is fine.
So I would say that the main risk not to fail, the reason would be that we were not the first to achieve international network effects.
Yeah,
that will be my answer.
I totally agree. And it's probably the main thing is we operate as a marketplace, and being a marketplace is something different compared to, for example, be an e-commerce in a way that supply stimulates demand and the other way around, meaning that when you are a marketplace, eventually as soon as you reach network effects, you basically are unstoppable compared to your other competitors. There's typically only one winner within each category as a marketplace. You don't know two Airbnbs, for instance.
All right, next one. I see. What's your biggest challenges? Can take that one. So basically, we've been along for 4 years now, right? And I would say up until now, the target has been growing top line, growing. So I would say from now on, we are in a spot where we are actually able to shift that mindset to also be able to grow sustainably. So not only on the top, but also in the bottom. So that would be my answer for that one.
And there's also the big thing that I would say you have to, as a tech company, right? The macroeconomics are changing right now, and in uncertain economical times, it's also important to not just having growth as the number one metric, but it needs to be sustainable growth, and that is the big mind shift we have been going through.
Yeah, I can see just a quick one here. How much do I have to invest? Well, basically, you can invest from beginning from 100 euros, and then whatever your pension is. So beginning from 100 euros,
and I would also say if you're considering a larger investment, let's say plus 1,000 or 5,000 euros, then of course we are up for also having a one-to-one where we can also get to know each other a bit more before you just commit.
Right. So see, if we in the end want to take the money out / sell the shares, how is that done?
All right. So basically, it does work like almost a normal stock market. So you buy shares, but unlike normal stock market, you cannot sell the shares when you want to. So you are in it. If you invest in Wedio through WeFunder, it's because you believe that we either grow very, very big, and the shares become hopefully 10 times worth, and at some point either the company got there's a buyer for your shares, or we want to pay out dividends to all shareholders. So that would be the answer for that one.
And maybe to put it into perspective, just to add a small note, our valuation currently we have is relatively low and conservative compared to other similar players in the field. And we also know that, for example, two of similar cases in the US and UK recently got acquired in 2022, actually, for valuations 10 times more than ours today. So we have set aside a valuation, kept it as conservative and low as possible for everyone being invited in now, also to have the future potential of us succeeding, of course, together.
Yeah. I can see we have one that says, what did you guys do wrong, if anything, during the last 2 years? And I would say I'll actually go a bit further and say all the way back from when we started, because it has always been our plan to include the members a lot more than we have been able to do so far. We have been doing some research and some workshops with members along the way. but we really always wanted to, well, as Morten mentioned, we are nothing without our community. So we really wanted to include you guys so much more, even earlier in the process. And that could definitely also have helped during the last couple of years.
All right. I see there's, what is your biggest threat in history so far? And how are you trying to avoid it? All right. So
Corona was
one.
Yeah.
Another thing is, obviously running a platform also comes with risk and fraud would be one. So obviously us, the most important thing for us is our member security and safety. So obviously we have built a very strict verification flow and system so that people, it's not very hard, but it's kind of very hard to get to be a Wedio member if you want to, all members are verified with IDs and all the tricks that are out there.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Sorry, it's just because people are writing both in the Q&A and in the chat, so we just have to look through. And
do you guys get along? I see.
I think I think it's a good one. When you were, I was in a previous startup prior to Wedio. Now I think I get it. It's the answer. I was in a previous startup prior to Wedio, where I experienced firsthand the problems of having being in a dysfunctional founder team, and it was actually the main reason why the startup didn't make it. Even though we got the funding, we actually got over the line, but at the end, we founders couldn't work it out together. So here in this journey, first of all, it took us 8 months from actually deciding to do it for the three of us to actually starting it out together, because we had to make sure prior to this, could we actually work out individually? Could we be, are we friends? Could we see each other actually working together on this project for the next lot of years? That was the first thing. And then of course we continuously work with this really important factor that we need to work really well as founders. So we do pre-mediations 4 times a year with 2 psychologists, basically where we sit together and give all the bullshit we have about each other to basically prevent that we do everything we can to prevent that we run into something similar to what I experienced last time.
I also just add that we're going to Berlin tomorrow and we are sharing a hotel room, and not just to save money, but actually because we don't mind spending time together.
Yeah. So it evolved into a friendship, I would say, as well, professionally. And
we're all married now, but we were married beforehand as well.
Yeah.
All right. Is there a difference if I invest 100 or 1,000, or do I have to do 100 or 5,000?
Well, the perks only apply to the certain levels, but anywhere in between is also perfectly fine. If 5,000 is a bit too much, but you still really believe and want to invest 2,000, then of course you will not hit the threshold for the upper perk, but yeah, it's perfectly okay.
I think we have time for the last one. I see, did you struggle to find PMF? And I'm guessing, exactly, I'm guessing that's product market fit. So basically, that's, then we need to go a bit back in time. I think back in 2018, where we started it.
What was the question?
Did we struggle to find product market fit? And I think what we did to begin with was, we ran a test case, we launched a beta version of Wedio to see if there were any interest in actually for people to use a platform like Wedio. And
Daniel wrote about it in his master's thesis as well, where he explored the possibility of it. But of course, going from theory to practice, not always that easy. So it definitely takes some time to find the right angle, find the right focus. Of course, we always knew that we wanted to do it somewhat in the way that we are doing it now, but the small details, the devil is in the detail, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, in general, I would just say, starting from the scratch, calling, finding creators via Google, calling people, asking if they were interested in actually using a platform like Wedio, and then, trying to get them started. And when we started, no one actually tried a sharing platform in this field before, so it was kind of a how can you say manual labor, I would say, to begin with. But then suddenly it picked up. We saw that we got word of mouth effects in Denmark as well, network effects here in Denmark. People were starting to talk about video and using it. Now we see it in way bigger scale than
and it shows a really good point. There are no easy fix when you start up a company, even though if it's a marketplace as this, it's just even harder, because you don't have just clients you need to find. You both have to find supply and demand at the same time, and try to solve the chicken egg problem from the beginning.
Exactly.
And that requires hard work, a lot of calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of talks, one step at a time, building it up, and eventually things start to actually go by itself. And it's also the main reason why when entering UK, it was really important for us to have a man, have boots on the ground to kickstart the community in the early days.
Exactly. And I think we just in general, we definitely cannot answer all the questions within the time frame, because we are already a couple of minutes above. So
maybe if you have questions that are not answered, we'll share the link to the Calendly invite now, and then go and book a call with us, so we have it in the calendar where we can walk through the questions we didn't have time to answer.
And it's way easier to actually have a talk when it's goes both ways.
So when we answer, more questions arise, and
yes, we would love to talk to all of you if possible.
Maybe a few notes as well. So right now we are in what we call pre-launch, meaning that we reserve these tickets to you guys, our members. We reserve basically the invested amount to bring into the community. And then on the 15th of February, there's a bigger launch together with WeFunder in Europe. That's why we're going to Berlin tomorrow to actually host a launch event with WeFunder. But you are invited now to join and become co-owners, and then from the 15th, it will also be something that where we will invite the public into the round as well.
It'll be a PR push, and
yeah.
All right. Sorry guys, you probably have to go back to your wife, kids, television show, whatever. Work. Thank you so much for participating. Kind of crazy to see that so many already at this point are interested in hearing more.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and please let us know if you have any additional questions. We'll love to have a chat with you guys. Is that it?
I think so.
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you, Peter, and the rest of you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Peter.
Hope we will see you around.
All right. Bye, guys.